Cage Minds, Mika Frankl, joined right now by the headliner of Reigning Thunder, Joaquin Zamora. Thank you for the time, sir. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I appreciate you even taking time out to do an interview with me, man. I appreciate it.
Oh man, my pleasure. Always great to talk to you. And man, we always talk about are you gonna fight when we bump into you, when we bump into each other, and it's good to see that somebody got you booked, that you're getting a chance to fight, and hey, it's at home.
Yeah, it's probably about 15, 20 minutes away from like where I live out here in Santa Fe. So I've always wanted to, fight at Buffalo Thunder. I've always just seen the exciting, how the excitement that the crowd gets whenever they see the fights over there. So I'm just honored that Legacy Promotions gave me a chance to headline a card like this, especially at the Buffalo Thunder.
Man, just getting on the card, I bet was great for you. Did you expect to be up there at the top, to be there in the main event?
You know what? Like, I guess I never really think about things like even like when I've headlined like a lot of other cards, especially like on Juan Romero promotion cards. Like I headline cards, but it's like it's never been one of those things that was important to me. Just getting the W. That's what's the most important to me, of course, above anything.
But like at that
You
first
know.
moment, like when you sign the contract, does it strike you differently, or you're so locked in and focused already? It's just all fight mode, all game mode.
Well, like as far as like anybody knows me, I'm in the gym all the time anyway. I was actually training a few people, amateur fighters and whatnot, and I help out a few MMA guys and anybody who wants to just learn about the sweet science of boxing. So it wasn't. I've always been in the gym. In fact, someone asked me the other day, "Man, I heard you're gonna fight," and I was like, "Yeah," and they're like, "I thought you retired." I was like, "I did," and then they called an offer for me a fight, and I took it. So it's just that's how it turns out sometimes.
But like, was it an official retirement? Were you actually retired, or were you just tired of not getting
No,
a fight, so you just kind of gave up?
well, I've been trying like to get around to get fights and I've talked with a few of the guys around New Mexico and everything. They're like you're gonna have to take these short notice fights and whatnot. And it's just kind of like that's never really been my thing to take a short notice fight. The short notice. I could take a fight like 3-4 weeks. I was I could deal with that, but 4 days, 3 days, not even a week. So I would turn those down. The bills are getting paid. I was still, exercising, keeping in shape, still in the gym. It's just those are the offers I never really wanted to take advantage of. And but I got offered the fight by Legacy, and of course I jumped on it. I had plenty of time to get ready, so there was no excuses on my part.
And on that first point you made, I got to agree with you. The sport is dangerous enough. Why jump into a situation that's ultra dangerous when you were just kind of waiting for something? I understand. It seems like they were offering you worse risk versus rewards almost in some of those
Mm-hmm.
scenarios.
Well, exactly. There was actually a time when there's been a few fights that I accepted the fight, but then something would happen. Because I even ask myself too, is maybe it's not meant to be that I fight again, because there was one time it was going to be an even pretty 50-50 fight with the guy from Phoenix. Of course, I was going to be fighting him in his hometown, and then before all the contracts got signed and everything, I got sick. So sometimes those things get put in your head. You're like, well, maybe this is the end of the road for me. But then you start feeling better, start sparring again. You're like, you know what? Nah, I think if I get offered a good one, I'll still jump on it. But I was, I can never say that I was really retired. That's why they say, like a lot of people say, man, well, we're looking forward to the return of Joaquin Zamora. It's like, well, it's not really the return because I never really left. I just never had the opportunity that was good enough to jump on.
Well, that's why I think when I wrote it up, it's a return from the hiatus because you just couldn't get a fight. It was a hiatus from being competitive.
Exactly. And and that's the thing that was a lot of fun. The fighters that I do train, they're in their teens and their early 20s. So and then I'm a competitive person. by nature anyway. So I mean, it was always fun just to, it was still in me as far as like being competitive. I think when you get to that point where you're like, it's okay, let the youngsters do it, then it's time to quit. But if one of my guys is he's gonna bust out, 50 push-ups, I gotta do 51. Oh, he's gonna bump it up to 75. Okay, let's do 100. So that part of I guess the competition, the mindset never left me.
You still have that competitive drive.
Oh yeah, I mean, I still motivated enough to train. I love the sport. I mean, I'm still looking, into, just adding more tools to the toolbox. I mean, and that's the same thing. But I mean, I'm gonna be like this till, God willing, I live to be 90 years old or 100 years old. I'm still gonna be looking at ways to improve, whether it be myself or people that I'm showing how to box.
I gotta agree with you on that one. I'm trying to trace that triple digits if possible.
Yeah.
We heard that you're.
Maybe by that time there'll be a fountain. Maybe they'll find that fountain of youth by the time we're that old. So.
Yeah, exactly. Something how we can kick it up a little even longer. Whatever the secrets are gonna be. Bunch of cal and stuff. You've been in the gym working hard. You're training a lot of young fighters. You're training and working with some MMA fighters. Who's going to be in your corner? Who's coaching you right now for this camp?
Well, of course, he's like family to me. El Lovato will be in the corner. He knows me better than anything when it comes in that ring. He knows me inside and out as far as like in the ring. So, and then, of course, Josh Herrera from Lights Out Boxing here in Santa Fe, he'll be in the corner. He's helped as far as doing mitt work and whatnot. He's dying. It's really up my game as far as, like, doing the mitt work and whatnot. As far as the third person, we're still kind of working that out right now. But it'll be somebody that I know, that I trust, and, it'll be like that.
And then from Guadalajara, Mexico, Ernesto Barosbo is going to be your opponent. Barosby.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that assistance. He's 24 fight vet. So he's been in there with a lot of tough guys also. He's fought some undefeated fighters. What do you think of this matchup?
Well, I mean, it's a good matchup. I mean, he's the youngster. He's 38. I'm 41. So, he's a young book in this. And also, too, a lot of those fights that I've seen that he's fought against those undefeated guys, he took the fights like on 1 week notice, a couple of days notice. Whereas for me, he's been given time. He's had about 5 or 6 weeks to prepare. So just him looking on paper, I feel like he's going to come out and he's going to try getting out early.
Do you think he's just going to go right at you from the opening bell? This is going to be something where he's going to try to get after the fight immediately?
I mean, I can see it happening, but I'm preparing for if he lays back and tries to get me earlier, I'm going to, this ain't my first rodeo, man, so I'm going to know. I mean, he's either going to come right at me or he's going to kind of kick back and try to see if I make a mistake. But I've actually got in some quality rounds sparring that Tutti Crispin from Vegas, who is also, he's a southpaw, he's explosive, and so I feel like just from those sparring sessions, I'm gonna be okay, no matter what Barosby brings.
Now, were you able to watch much video on him on Barosby?
Yeah, I mean, I've saw probably about 3 or 4 videos of his on YouTube, and like I said, a lot of those times he was taking fights short notice, over his weight class. But like anybody that knows me, I'm always looking for the patterns. It's not so much. I'm not looking so much. Okay, well, he was out of shape for this fight, and in this fight he looked like a little better in shape. I'm looking for like little patterns, like when he throws the left, what does he do with his right? When he gets someone throwing a combination, what does he do? How does he react when someone's throwing a combination on him? So those are like most of the things that I look for, and I feel like I can exploit those flaws whenever we fight.
This is going to be your turn from a layoff. But heck, the last time we saw you in action, there was 2 fights in what, like a 5 month span, and that was coming off of a 3 year layoff. This is only coming off of what, a 2 year layoff.
Yeah, it was like 2 years and some months, I guess. Um, Almost 2.5 years. I don't think I guess like a lot of people talks about the ring. They talk about the ring rust and whatnot. I don't know, man. I just get in the ring and I don't think about the ring rust. I'm not thinking, oh man, this guy's younger than me. I'm not thinking, oh man, this guy's been more active than me. I'm just like, you know what? We're here right now. Let's get in and see who wins. So, that's how I'm going about it.
How excited does it get you to be in this position again, to be training for a fight?
Pardon?
What does this do for you to be in this position, to be training for a fight again, to be an active competitor once again?
Well, man, like, of course you got to take it. It's like a whole different mindset, and you got to up your level of your training and whatnot. So, in that aspect, like, I've learned a lot about myself as far as, training as a 41-year-old fighter. It's going to be different than when you're 21. But, like, right now I'm working smarter, not harder, in a sense. I'm still putting in my work, still working hard, but I'm listening to my body, and, I'm putting in the nutrition in my body that I need to be at my best on August 24th. Like I said, it's just like a lot of different things that you learn about yourself. And I've been enjoying it, man. I've been one of the guys that I trained with, Cody Garcia, last night was like, man, you just seem so happy and like so excited. And I'm like, man, I am. I'm like, this is what I love to do. A lot of times I'm getting them ready to go on the front lines of battle. Now I get to be on the front lines, and I love it. So, that's what's going to happen on the 24th.
It sounds like a lot of training smarter, as you said, and I'm guessing some of that is also not as many sparring rounds for this camp as possibly previously.
I think too, fighters, like younger fighters, need a lot of sparring. But it can also ruin them too. I know a lot of fighters that too many gym wars, just sparring. I know guys that don't even like to hit the bags. They just want to spar and that's it. When, as you do get older, of course, it's like I told somebody I was on Facebook Live last night. The guy that was just filming some of my training, Patrick Drake. Shout out to Patrick Drake. Like right now, like I'm way past like where I need to have all the gym wars. Like right now, I'm working more like on my defense, my reaction time, my distance, my foot position. Those little things, like those little minor details, those little subtle things that are going to give me an advantage over the guy that I'm fighting or sparring. Those are the kind of things I work on more so much than just doing the bone-on-bone sparring.
What do you feel like? What do you think it's going to be like walking out that crowd, Buffalo Thunder, August 24th?
Man, I can't wait. Man, I get excited just thinking about it, man, because, I'm going to come out to my, Al Hurricane song, Puño de Tierra, and I know, like, whenever I hear that song start playing, it's go time. We're going to get it. And I'm going to bring my best. And it's like I've always said before, I told you even the last time when I talked to you, like 2 years ago, there's nothing that he's going to bring that I haven't seen before. He may see tapes of me, and he may not see nothing special either. And obviously, I'm not going to turn into Floyd Mayweather or Roy Jones Jr. by next. But it's a lot different getting in there with me than it is just seeing somebody on film.
Now, on another note, we know that you keep an eye on the game, see you at the local events. Who are the up-and-coming prospects in the New Mexico boxing scene that you're excited most about?
Of course, man, there's so many of them, and there's no disrespect if I mention a name, because when we get off the phone, I may say, oh, man, I should have said him, or, man, I forgot about that guy. But there's a few good little fighters coming up. Of course, you have Diamond Boy, Matthew Regal. He's up and coming. There's so many good fighters coming up. Of course, he's a kid that I've been watching since he was geez, he was a kid, like maybe like, I don't know how old he was exactly, because I don't even know how old the gym opened.
Repeat that. We lost you for a minute, Joaquin.
Okay, no, I was talking about Angel Perez.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really remember how old he was when he used to come to Johnny Tapia's gym and train. I'm gonna guess like 10, 11 years old, but even since then you could see that he had it. He had it, and there's him. I've seen a couple like these younger guys. I don't want to disrespect nobody by not mentioning them. Because there's, like I said, whenever we hang up the phone, there's going to say, oh man, I forgot about this guy, I forgot about that guy. But there's a lot of good little fighters coming up, man. Like even Huero Sanchez, I don't know if he's really I don't know if he's still considered a prospect or contender yet. He's still, because he's had some pretty tough fights just in the fights that he's had, and that kid ain't afraid of nobody. So,
right.
There's just like I don't want to disrespect nobody, and if I didn't mention your name, I apologize. But there's a lot of good little fighters coming up, man. And I'm just excited, like all the fighters from New Mexico, just showing everybody, showing the world, showing the nation, showing the country that New Mexico fighters, they bring it. They're gonna bring it no matter what. And there's a lot of different styles that every fighter has that can make them successful. They just got to put their 110% all into it, and they're going to be all right.
And not wanting to comment on your age, but you've seen the success of Johnny and Danny and Holly, and now to see you're still active and to see this next generation coming up of those younger guys that are 18, 19, 20 years old, not throwing out any names, but just that younger generation, to see New Mexico still producing these quality prospects. What does that do for you, to your feeling about how we represent the sport here locally?
I mean, man, like I said, I actually think, in my own opinion, that boxing is on the rise in the Albuquerque area. Especially like we're in New Mexico as a state, as a whole as well. But of course, Albuquerque's always been like probably the biggest city in the state. So of course they're gonna have a lot more gyms, a lot more fighters. But like I said, at the end of the day, I just see it like a big rise in the number of boxers that are gonna be coming up out of the state. I mean, you see it when they represent. I mean, they come from Farmington. We're also seeing like the young. Seeing I'm like real bad at names too. So like I say, I apologize to anybody I don't remember their names. But when I see them fight and I see their style, then I'll remember who they are. But I just see like a lot of good fighters, and that's a testament too that a lot of good coaches out there. Showing the kids how to jab, showing them how to put their feet, showing them how to move around the ring. I'm seeing a lot of these young fighters, and I think it's going to be an exciting time in the years to come for New Mexico boxing.
And I know it's going to be exciting coming up August 24th, Buffalo Thunder, Raining Thunder. It's going to be a special feeling in the air when Joaquin Zamora is the last fighter to walk to the ring there. As he said, 20 minutes away from where he lives. That's going to be epic. Joaquin, as always, man, it's great getting to talk to you.
I know, man. That's the only thing I'm kind of afraid about now is because of my age. That's usually going to be my bedtime when it's time to fight. So hopefully I'll be awake enough to go in there and take care of business. And I'm just kidding.
We'll have to give you some extra coffee that night.
Yeah, you know what, man? Everybody that knows me, they know I'm coming to win. I come to bring it. And I'm going to give everything that I have that night. I'm going to put it out all on the line that night. That I can guarantee. I just appreciate everybody that's always supported me through thick and thin, through everything. Like I said, a lot of people, they might frown on me even fighting, period. That's okay because, man, I'm doing it. Like, I don't feel no pressure right now. Like, man, I'm just going to go out there. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to do what I know how to do. And as long as I'm relaxed and I do what I do, I'm going to be successful. And that goes for all the people. Shout out to A&K Muay Thai Gym where I train at. Lights Out Boxing. Of course, everybody that's always helped me with with everything, just in the sport period, man. Like I said, I mean, I'll keep you on here for 45 minutes if I try to mention every single person that's helped me, in the sport. But just, you know you are who you are, and I appreciate it. And God bless you guys all.